When Shortland Street was halted due to the Level 4 lockdown, it was the first in the production's history.
How could I not notice?
Producers Maxine Fleming and Oliver Driver says that dropping down to broadcasting just 3 nights a week gave them a buffer.
Even though we're 8 weeks ahead, part of that is post, part of that is grading, part of that is sound, so we don't necessarily have 8 weeks worth of episodes sitting in a basket ready to play.
We have about half that, I think, if you at any given time. So there wasn't much room to move, and that's why they slowed them down to 3 nights a week. So we should have enough. Well, we do have enough to just to keep going until we go back to 5 nights a week.
Behind the scenes, the production goes ahead from people's homes. In the meantime, discussion is ongoing about whether they could come back at Level 3, keeping in mind no one knew how long Level 3 would last.
Having said that, I think it was a really useful exercise for us in case we ever go back, for example, and also in seeing that it is possible to do it, albeit in a complicated way. It's, we did it, and we did it safely. I feel we shot much more slowly with a much smaller crew, all the health and safety checks in place, and we did it, and it went okay. So it was a really good exercise as well.
And also, Shortland Street's been going for 27 years, and it's been there through the last 27 years of things that have happened in New Zealand. And we're both really kind of secretly proud in a way that we've kind of got this. There's another little time capsule. There's block 00, block, and that block 1400 is a block that was shot entirely during a Level 3 protocol, and it will exist as a it'll end up on Screen New Zealand, as the block that was shot, one of the only in the world at this thing, and showing how much people can work to make that stuff happen.
Shorty may have also been the first TV production in the world to restart filming under restrictions.
I think that we're pretty unique in the world in being able to shoot a television show where nobody stands closer than a metre to each other.
And yet when you see that block, there might be the odd moment that you notice it. But it's amazing what you can do with a lot of close-ups and camera trickery and stuff, and uniting looks rather than kissing. It's good. It works.
So was that something then that you then had to start thinking about under lockdown, about how we were going to write for weird restricted filming and do camera trickery, as you say?
Yep, both sides of it. Ollie was more over the how we're going to shoot it side of things, and Pollock doing a great job, peering down the crew and figuring out how few we could get away with doing it with. And then I was more sort of looking. We both were, but working with the script producer to look at the scripts and see what was problematic, what did we need to take out or rewrite. Mostly it wasn't much rewriting, just pulling out some of the intimate stuff or changing it. Reducing numbers and scenes and stuff like that where we could. We took the babies and children out by and large, and just pretended they were, that's upstairs crying off screen and stuff, so that to keep them safe as well, and again to minimise the number of people running around on sets. Yeah, so
that's the only thing you sort of start to notice is that one of the kids, Ballet, who's Nicole's child. It's kind of like the fifth scene in a row where she's like going, Ballet, get your shoes on.
But I think we were also, I was saying to our script producer, Nick Marmholt, we were actually really lucky in that time also that we didn't have some big event or wedding or something that we had to pull apart, because then we would have had to do some hurried rewrites to manage that. And we were kind of lucky we didn't have anything too major in that time to manage, shooting-wise.
The program is known for its fast turnaround production, filming on average 28 to 32 minutes a week. That was stripped back to 14 to 16 minutes, so there's a bit to catch up on.
We halved it, really, the time. Seemed very calm and almost leisurely up there.
Unfortunately, our cast and crew really loved that pace, but we have now said that no longer will you have that relaxed.
Yes.
And of course, with social distancing, it meant a whole new way of working for the cast and crew.
Look, they were total troopers about it. I mean, obviously some people were much better at doing makeup than others. It was really hilarious watching them do their, their little...
finals and this.
Yeah, and... Nicole Whippy's husband did her hair at home, because she was terrible at it. And there's pics of...
She has a lot of hair.
Hubby
yeah, she has a lot of hair.
It's just gorgeous, so they were real troopers.
I loved it. I mean, you'd walk onto set some days and you'd kind of come around the corner like you normally do, but then there's Michael Galvin sort of squatting down in front of a mirror doing his hair, and you kind of just go, gosh, it's everybody really, there was no preciousness, there was no whinging, no complaints. Everybody just,
well, not to us anyway.
yeah.
No, they were good. I mean, I think there were anxieties that had to be managed around that, around all that stuff.
There were some burns.
Of
I think
course.
Rhea burnt her ear with the hair straighteners. I think another actress burnt her forehead like 3 times.
We had to do it. One of our actual makeup artists had to be an actor so that she could do her own bruising makeup. She was really good too. So
wow, cool.
So we realised we needed this makeup, so she did it herself and acted in the scene. So it
was great problem solving like that. That was another thing that everybody did really well. That's a great example Maxine brought up of kind of like, you kind of go, okay, actors have to do their own makeup. But in one scene, an actor had to have a bruised arm. And so, another scene, somebody had to have a really badly sort of rash on their leg. Now, obviously, a makeup artist can't do that to the actor, and so we would have makeup artists doing that to themselves, and then we would just cut to a shot of their leg or their arm. It was great ingenuity.
Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. So we've certainly had a lot of that.
Luckily for the actors, Level 2 has meant that their hair and makeup is now back in the safe hands of experts.
We don't know. We found her this morning, trashed out on the couch.
As often happens at the time of the lockdown, viewers were involved in a mystery virus plaguing and killing off farm contract workers. And 2 months later, it's still an issue for the Shortland Street team.
Yeah, just like Veronica. And that turned out to be a simple chest infection.
But look how quickly
Barney, please.
And 2 months later, it's still an issue for the Shortland Street team. Are you going to be working COVID-19 into the storyline, or can you? Does Ferndale escape the worldwide pandemic? Does it integrate in a weird way, but not full on like the rest of us have done, or is Shortland Street going to be that escapism and nothing happens?
Well, it's a bit of both. It's a tricky one, of course, obviously, because it's happened now. But of course, as you probably know, we did a very prescient story that's screening even now on screen about a mystery virus long before this happened. We storylined that. So weird coincidence, as often happens, that's going on. And that didn't turn into a pandemic, although we did discuss that and then decided for practical reasons we would figure out what the cause was and leave it at that, which, otherwise we would have still had that going on, which I don't know. But so we've kind of done it in a different way, but now going forward in script, as with many things that happen in the real world, we start incorporating it into the dialogue of our scripts. We're referencing it as if it has happened. We just didn't see it on screen, if you know what I mean. The difficulties with travel are kind of being addressed now. We're starting to do some medical stories, not specifically about COVID-19, but for example about people whose cases have been put off because of lockdown, so we're looking for medical stories that lockdown had an impact on people's health, and that's that kind of thing we can do, and sort of treating it as if it happened. You know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be absorbed into the essence of our show. But we won't have people falling about relaxing and getting COVID, I don't think. I think that's enough of that happening in the real world. Also, if we're going to have a spike, when's it going to be? And I don't want to be the one who brings it on.
The CEO of South Pacific Productions, Kelly Martin, says while words such as bubble and Zoom are now a part of life, they've provided a new approach to working for everyone.
We've worked out we don't all need to be in the office every day, even moving forward. We probably won't. And the Zoom thing is a much more viable option and just feels like a more natural thing. So, if we are having team meetings, and we did team meetings every morning as a Zoom meeting with our head office, and it worked really well, and it meant everybody was on board. And while some days it was only a 10-minute call, other days it might have gone for longer, but we've all learnt all the etiquette. And yesterday, in fact, they did a Westside read-through on Zoom, which was pretty funny, to have kind of 24, 25, 26 people all in their little boxes. Mixed. I don't know if we want to do that ongoing, but it's doable. I was really proud of the fact that we got back under level 3. I was really proud of the work that everybody did, and to have people in our studios and doing stuff. Yeah, I felt quite grateful in a beautiful kumbaya kind of way, but I did. I felt like we had a really good people, and for such a stressful kind of environment and stressful stuff that we were dealing with, there were no massive blow-ups and no one losing the plot and not having the ability to kind of work or talk. I was proud of the way our whole team acted across the board.